Of Greatness Worldwide is a greatness center and a subsidiary of John Ughulu Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to serve, lead, and impact. Disclaimer: this is not a religious organization. For donations, volunteer services, and inquiries, visit our website, www.johnughulufoundation.org.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's a beautiful day. I am blessed and highly favored. If you're listening to me, I want you to know that for as long as you can see me, for as long as you can hear me, you are blessed and highly favored. I cannot see you. I don't know where you're watching from, but I want to remind you that you are an abode of greatness. Thank you for joining. If you can hear me, I want you to please type, I can hear you. I want to be sure I'm not speaking to myself, because last week I was speaking to myself for good 7 minutes. Please, if you can hear me, just type, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Good to see that you are alive. Good to know that you have the opportunity to re-strategize. Good to know that you have the opportunity to do something great for yourself and the people around you. So if you can hear me, please type, I can hear you. I just want to be sure I'm not speaking to myself. Thank you so much, Paul Harrison. God bless you. You are an abode of greatness. Thank you for indicating that you can hear me. God bless you. Now, Abode of Greatness Worldwide is a greatness center and a subsidiary of the John Ughulu Foundation, which is a nonprofit 501c3 organization. And our mission is to lead, serve, and impact. We will be having the weekly inspirational and motivational broadcasts that will help people transition from where they are to where they want to be. It could be either in their jobs, in their businesses, or personal life. And in the process, we will be helping families all over the world to either pursue a career, start a business, or provide basic human needs like food, clothing, and shelter. And with the help of generous donors like yourself, like you who's watching, who has the money and you currently do not have the time, we will be able to select people every month to help them pursue either a career or give them the basic human needs. And our main focus, we're going to focus a lot more on the future leaders, people between the ages of 16 to 25. But still, it doesn't mean we cannot go outside that bracket or range. So if you or anyone you know needs support in these areas, please do not hesitate to send us an email, or you can visit our website, which is johnughulufoundation.org. Our contact information will be displayed on the screen from the beginning of the broadcast to the end. And for those who want to make donations or who want to do volunteer services, you can also reach out to us. Now, this program will be done every Sunday for now at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know a lot of people might not find it easy to meet up with it, but this is the good news. You can always watch the replay. So if you cannot watch the live broadcast, you can watch the replay. And for those of you who are currently watching the program from the group, the Morale Booster group, you would realize that the share button is not activated. So when you see that the share button is not activated, all you need to do is to invite all your contacts to the group. That way, when they join the group, they will be able to watch the broadcast. But for those of you who can see the share button, please, I am pleading with you to like and share this broadcast, because there's somebody out there who really needs to hear this. Even if this message doesn't resonate with you, There's somebody out there who needs to hear this message and be healed. All right. Thank you so much. So like and share the broadcast. Thank you. God bless you all. It's a beautiful day. I'm so excited today. I know it is well. I know we are up to something great. Great. So my name is John Ughulu. I am the founder of John Ughulu Foundation. And today we will be talking about the importance of having an exit strategy. I want you to write that down. Please grab a pen and a piece of paper, a notepad, and take down as much information as possible, because this is going to help you in your business. It's going to help you in your, it's going to help you if you are part of a corporation, a major corporation. This is very informational. Write down as much information as possible. Today, we're talking about exit strategy, the importance of having an exit strategy. Just like I always do, I like to break down words so that we can understand the meaning of these words, because a lot of times I've come to realize, especially for me, and I know when there is a particular challenge you are facing as an individual, you should also know that there are so many other people out there who are going through the same, who are facing the same challenge as you. So you coming out to talk about it helps other people, not just you. It helps you and every other person. Now, when I was growing up, I used to hear words, or rather, we used to play with words and learn a lot of words that are not used on a daily basis. And when I grew up, I came to realize that most of those words that I learned, yes, someone says it cannot be shared. Yes, it cannot be shared because you are watching from the group, from a private group. So what you will do when you cannot share is invite your contacts to the group so they can broadcast it, so they can watch the live broadcast. Thank you. So, when I grew up, I finally realized that a lot of those words that I learned when I was growing up did not actually mean, or rather were not actually suitable for what I wanted to use them for. So I told myself that I would, going forward, I was going to help other people who were in my situation understand the meaning of words. For those who already know the meaning of these words, it will serve as a refresher. Okay? So write it down. Exit strategy. I want to first of all give you the definition, my definition of that term, exit strategy. Now, to me, exit strategy is a pre-planned means. When you say pre-planned, it means you already have it at the back of your mind. It means you already know that this is what you want to do. So an exit strategy is a pre-planned means of getting oneself out of a situation that is likely to become unpleasant. Write that down. Exit strategy is a pre-planned means of getting oneself out of a situation that is likely to become unpleasant. Right? Just like what that word implies, having an exit strategy. You do not need to wait till things become bad, because a lot of people always do that. You must not wait for things to become bad before you start thinking of a contingency plan. An exit strategy is also a contingency plan. So you should always have that. When you're getting into anything in life, when you're starting a relationship, you should have an exit plan, an exit strategy. When you're getting a new job, or when you're starting a career, you should have an exit strategy. When you're going into business, you should have what? An exit strategy. When you're going into anything that has to do with your growth or change that would have to bring about change in your life, always have an exit strategy in mind. Excuse me. I live in Atlanta. The pollen is terrible. Like the allergy has started, but I'm doing well. Thank you. So always have an exit strategy. Now we're going to talk about a few exit strategies that major corporations use. A few strategies that major corporations always look into. And when we're talking about major corporations, we already understand that we're talking about a structured organization. We're talking about a structured business. So for these people to always have different types of exit strategies, it means that it is paramount. It means that this is a paramount thing for everybody to look into. It could be in your personal life. But I want to talk about I'll talk about 5 exit strategies, 5 main exit strategies that corporations look into. So I want you to take down notes. Develop a habit of taking down notes because it helps you. It helps you. I have a journal. I have journals that I use all the time. All right. So we're talking about 5 different exit strategies. And I'll just run through the list for you so you can have an idea of what we're talking about. The first exit strategy that corporations use is a merger. The second one is acquisition. The third one is sales, direct sales. They sell to someone they know or, sales. Then we also have IPOs. I'm sure a lot of us have heard about IPOs. And a lot of people might also have heard about IPOs and might not even know the meaning of that acronym. So know that whenever you're listening to my program, you would definitely learn a lot. So IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. IPO. So I'm going to tell, for those people who love cryptocurrency, I will mention, when I'm talking about IPOs, I will talk about a company whose IPO you should look into. But I'm not forecasting anything, but it will make a whole lot of sense. They say knowledge is wealth, right? And the fifth one is liquidation. So corporations use these 5 methods as their exit strategies: mergers, acquisitions, selling to someone they already know, IPOs, and liquidations. Yes. So you also, when you're planning for your life, planning for your future, you should also have these strategies on the pipeline. Nobody is saying things will go wrong. Nobody is saying things would go bad, but you need all these to help you stay sane, to help you become bigger, and to help you re-strategize. So we're going to talk about a merger. A lot of major corporations look into mergers and acquisitions. Why? In a merger, 2 businesses combine into one. And what we know in the case of mergers is that it increases your business value, and which is why investors tend to like that. So when major corporations see that, okay, they have a rival, and they know that this other business is depriving them of their business, thereby not allowing them to get to their potential, not allowing them to get to where they ought to be, what they tend to do is instead of wallowing in their sorrows, instead of continuing without being able to meet up with their annual metrics, annual cash flows, what would they do? They would arrange for a meeting. They would want to discuss with that other company that is their rival. So in whatever you do, I want you to understand that a merger doesn't mean that you have failed. A merger doesn't mean that you are not capable of doing things, but you are just looking forward to a bigger vision. They say teamwork makes the dream work. It is better to go as a team. So that's why they look into mergers. So they come together and work together. They bring all their force together. And that when such a thing happens or pulls through, then that company becomes bigger, better, and even more reliable. All right. So you too, in your life, in your relationships, in whatever you do, always look into things that would help you grow above, that will help you move beyond where you are. Then companies also look into acquisitions. What's an acquisition? An acquisition is when a company buys another business. Like there's one major acquisition that I'm aware of right now. It's in the clinical research space. And a major clinical research organization called ICON has recently acquired another major clinical research company called PRA. Now, I know people who work for both companies. I know executive directors who work for both companies. And these companies are companies that prior to the acquisition have been doing so well. If you know about clinical research, if you are in the clinical research area, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about ICON. ICON is a major player in the clinical research sector. PRA Health Sciences is also a major player, a very key player in the sector. And they have come to realize that things have changed over time. The pandemic has changed the trajectory for everything. The pandemic has changed everything. So right now they have come together. They have thought beyond 2020 or the challenges, knowing that in the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity. They have decided to come together. ICON has acquired PRA for a better, reliable service. These are two major players. So if these two major players in the clinical research industry can do this, what does it mean? It means that it is a good strategy. So if you have a business and you're thinking of acquiring other businesses, you have a great strategy there. And according to the CNBC report, companies in Southeast Asia are gearing up for mergers and acquisitions. This was said by EY. EY is another major player in the auditing sector, Ernst & Young. Now, these companies have not paid me to talk about them, but I'm just using them as examples for you. So you would understand that major players believe so much in mergers and acquisitions. So in our personal lives, we go into relationships for certain reasons, right? It's not as if we cannot live all by ourselves, but we want to live a better life. So what do? We look for partners. We look for spouses because we understand the power behind working together as a team. So mergers, acquisitions, those are exit strategies. And I want to talk about the third one, which is selling to someone you know. So if you are a business owner and you're thinking of a strategy, selling to someone you know might be a perfect plan for you. You may want to see your business live under someone else's ownership. And in many cases, you can sell to someone you know as an exit strategy. Not everybody wants to sell their business, but life could hit you with certain challenges, and you must not hold back when there is a need for you to have that as an exit strategy. Life hits people in different areas. During this pandemic, a lot of things have happened. People have fallen sick. A lot of people no longer know how to move their businesses to the next level. Just like what my mentor, my communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, would always say, because I was trained by Mr. Les Brown. He would always say, we are in an attention-driven economy. The world has transitioned gradually from brick and mortar to click and order. For people who do not know what a brick and mortar is, a brick and mortar is a physical location, a physical store, a physical building where you conduct your business. It could be a rented building, it could be one that you purchased, but it's what we call brick and mortar. People might be surprised why I'm explaining what a brick and mortar is, but it's all educational. You might know it, someone else for sure doesn't know it. So the world has transitioned from a brick and mortar to click and order, which means you can basically do everything right now on the internet by just clicking and ordering, right? So, and for those people who things like that have impacted negatively, selling to someone you know who can continue from where you stopped is not a bad idea. So I want you to think about these options, and we'll go to the fourth one, which is IPOs, initial public offerings. Now, a lot of corporations do this. It's a way of generating income from the public. It's an initial public offering, or IPO, just like I said before. It is the first sale of a business stock to the public, which means you are transitioning from being that private organization or private company into a public company, which means you're giving the public, the general public, the opportunity to become shareholders, to buy stocks from your company. Like I know about a company, I haven't been paid to do any advertising for them, but I know Coinbase. Coinbase is a platform for those who do cryptocurrency trading. I'm not someone who does trading. I don't trade. I buy stocks and I buy and hold. I buy things and hold. I don't trade. But I know about Coinbase. Coinbase is thinking of going public. So for people who are thinking of companies to invest in, especially now that we are in a world where digital currency is, beginning to pick up, that's a good company to look into, to buy their stocks. So a lot of companies do that to generate income. And it is not a bad exit strategy. That way you are accountable to your shareholders, to the public. So you can look into that. And the fifth one I want to talk about is liquidation. Liquidation. A lot of times, so many people do not like to hear that word, liquidation. It has its own advantages. It has its own disadvantages. But it is an exit strategy that you should as well look into. Liquidation generally requires you to liquidate the value of your assets, sell everything that you have, liquidate the business, the operation, and that way your creditors, those who gave you money to start your business, will be sure of getting what they want. What they give back to you. With liquidation, business operations would end and your assets, everything you work for, everything you put into the business will be sold. But when that is done, you will not get anything until every vendor that participated in your growth has been settled. So that's another exit strategy. So now we've talked about 5 exit strategies: merger, acquisition, selling to someone you know, initial public offering, and liquidation. Those are strategies. Now, let's go to the importance of having an exit strategy. So if you're still listening to this program, please remember to like and share this broadcast. Like and share, please, because there is someone out there who needs to hear this. There is an executive director. There is a director out there. There is a business that is struggling and thinking of what to do that needs to hear this. So if you're watching from the group, the share button, the share icon is not activated. All you need to do is invite your contacts to the group so they can watch the live broadcast. And for those who might not be able to see the live broadcast, don't worry. You can always watch the replay. You can always watch the replay later on. And I would respond to your comments when I have the time to do that. So we're going to talk about 10. I will give you 10 importance of having an exit strategy. And the first one is, it gives you a clear vision for the future. So you can establish your goals and create strategies on how you will achieve these goals. So when you finally decide that having an exit strategy is paramount, then it gives you a clear vision for the future. There's so many people who take action without even considering the repercussions. In some cases, it works. In some cases, it doesn't. But in all cases, it is important for you to have a clear vision, for you to know exactly what you are aiming at. An exit strategy gives you a clear vision. It will also help you identify mediocrity. When you have an exit strategy, you will be able to evaluate whether or not what you are being presented with is good enough for you. So an exit strategy helps you identify mediocrity. I want you to write this down. The first one, it gives you a clear vision for the future. The second one, it helps you identify mediocrity. We don't want to accept every offer, right? Because we know our values. We know our content. We know what we bring to the table. So having an exit strategy helps you identify mediocrity. And thirdly, you will know the worth of what you're doing. When you have an exit strategy, you will automatically know your worth. So a thorough evaluation of whatever you're getting into will help you determine the value. So knowing your worth at every given point in time is paramount. That's the importance of having an exit strategy. So you would also be able to identify the best time for making your move. If you are in a toxic relationship, if it could be a personal relationship, it could be marriage, it could be, it could be a business partnership. if you are in a relationship that is not working, when you have an exit strategy, it helps you identify the best time to get out of it. So you should always know this. That's the importance. And the fifth one, we'll talk about when you have an exit strategy, you become more attractive. You become more attractive to, it could be your buyers. It could be the people you want to do something with. Because they know that when you have that exit strategy from the beginning, they treat you with more respect. They know that you already have a clear vision, a clear vision of what you want. When you get into a relationship or a partnership and they feel they feel that's the only thing you've got, they're gonna nobody's gonna take you seriously. You're just gonna be one of those people, or you're just gonna be one of those other businesses, or you're just gonna be a number. You will just be a number. When you're getting into a marriage, a relationship, a partnership, and they know from the beginning that you have an exit strategy, you become more attractive to that person. They know that, look, if I mess up here, this person is going to leave because he or she has already given me his vision or her vision. They've already told me that they deserve respect, that they deserve to be treated fairly, equally, right? You already know. They already told you that. If it doesn't work out that way, I assure you, I will leave. I will turn my back. What does that mean? That person already knows what he or she wants. And the truth about life is that people respect you more when you are intentional. People respect you more when they know that you understand, or you understand what you want. So you become more attractive when you have an exit strategy and when it's made known. All right. So the sixth one I will be talking about is that you will be psychologically prepared for anything. When you have an exit strategy, you will be psychologically prepared. Now, that's one challenge. It affects in some ways, because I always have. Now I'm going to delve into my family issues here. My wife always tells me that the major problem that I have, or challenge that I have, is that I always prepare myself for the worst because she's so free. My wife is a very free person, so free to a fault that when she trusts, she trusts. When she's getting into anything, she sees everybody as human beings. She sees everybody as, oh, there's no way he will just get out of his mind or her mind to just do something bad. But I'm not that type. I always step in with one foot and I observe. While I'm observing, because I know I have a partner and a wife, I always tell her, look, I would step in with one foot. I would watch. I'll give this person or these people time to earn the trust, right? But she's not like that. She trusts and she believes that, oh, the universe will protect her. So we always have those issues. But it is paramount for you to always have an exit strategy. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. My wife lives in fantasy land all the time. Oh, it's going to be good. It's good. It's good. This person is perfect, perfect, perfect. Positive affirmations are paramount. But you must always be psychologically prepared for eventualities. Because you know why? Life is definitely going to hit you with things that you never expected. So you must always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That way you will never, ever, never, nothing would ever come to you as a surprise because you were already anticipating it. All right? That's that. Be psychologically prepared. Then we will go to the seventh one. I want you to write down all these things. For those of you who already know all these, take this as a refresher. But for those of you who are just hearing it for the first time, I want you to write down as much as you can. Share this broadcast. There's someone out there who needs to hear this. All right? Then, when you have an exit strategy, you will be able to take advantage of a strong market. Yes. Right now is the buyer's market. In Atlanta, Georgia, if you want to buy a home, if you want to buy a house right now, you're going to spend 40 to 60,000 above the normal price. It is a seller's market right now, not a buyer's market. So when you have an exit strategy, it helps you take advantage of a strong market. You can capitalize on the strong seller's market and receive the maximum offer for your business. So if you're a business owner, exit strategy gives you an advantage of a strong market. Then we will go to the eighth one. The eighth importance of having an exit strategy. It provides the necessary paperwork for an exit. So which means when you have an exit strategy, it means you are already prepared from the first day. It means you already know the paperwork. You already have all your documentation in place. It gives you an advantage over that. When you're getting into marriage and you have a prenuptial agreement, you already have your paperwork. You already have everything. There's no looking for who made a mistake here or how do we rectify or reconcile this. You already have all your paperwork ready. So you should always look into having that. It also prepares you for negotiations. An exit strategy prepares you for negotiation because you're psychologically prepared. You're ready for whatever the outcome is. So you get into any negotiation room as proud, as bold, as confident as required. It puts you on a different platform. I've gone for meetings where, because of my confidence, because I already had a strategy, because I already knew that wasn't the only option, that made them see the confidence in me. So I want you to try it as well. Having an exit strategy, it boosts your morale. It boosts your morale. It prepares you for negotiations. And it makes things really easy for you when that time comes. That's the 10th one. It makes life easy for everybody because you already know the limit. You already know your limit. You already know you're not going to settle for mediocrity. You already know that it's either the best or nothing. That's the slogan for Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. With an exit strategy, life becomes easy. No wonder Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Now, for those of you who have the same mindset like that of my wife, who always feels you are always in fantasy land and things would always be good. Your job, you can never be fired because you're putting in your best, because you are the most likable person in the office, or you are the best at what you do. Look, this is the time for you to understand that nothing in life is permanent. Nothing is permanent in life. I tell you, I will constantly remind you of this. My job is to disrupt any form of mediocrity in you. My job is to disrupt any form of belief that is harmful to your psyche. You might be the best at your job today, still doesn't stop them from firing you. It still doesn't stop the company from filing bankruptcy and you losing that great job, right? It still doesn't stop the company from throwing you under the bus to save one of the top management staff. Think about it. You should have an exit strategy. It is paramount. It is very, 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 very important. And with all this being said, if you know anybody who doesn't believe in having an exit strategy, who just feels, now I have been pumped enough, I have been given all the motivation, inspiration, and now I can just leave my job without having a plan, you should tell them to have an exit strategy. Because if you quit that job without an exit strategy, you will be frustrated. The bills have to be paid. So if you must quit your job, you must have provisions already made for your bills to be paid. If not, you have to use your job to finance your calling. Never get out of that job without having an exit strategy. Your bills must be paid. If you want to get out of a business partnership, always have an exit strategy. Don't say because you are upset. Don't let your emotions control your action. We all know the laws of cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. Do not let your emotions push you. I've seen people who just listen to some motivation and inspiration. People who have been earning probably $25,000 to $30,000 a year, struggling with their bills. And when they listen to a motivational speaker and they say, leave your job and go do your work. And when they listen several times, they just put in their resignation letter. You don't do that, because you're going to struggle with your bills. what you ought to know is that your job should be used to refine your gift. Your job is to pay the bills while you are nurturing your business. Not until you have that exit strategy to settle your bills, there will be a problem. You would always fall back to the job. Take note of that. I work with individuals and corporations. I help them achieve their strategic goals. I help them move from where they are to where they want to be. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of these things happen. So my slogan is, use your 9 to 5 to finance your 5 to 9. Does that make any sense? Use your 9 to 5 to finance your 5 to 9. That's the best exit strategy for you who's an employee. Don't just jump. Strategize. Have an exit strategy. Then for corporations, I've had, excuse me, I've had a friend of mine complain about finding it difficult to hire project managers for his project. You should have an exit strategy. In the event where you cannot find the right candidate for your position, what do? Have an exit strategy. Look for, create an opportunity for those people who work within the organization to grow into that position. Create that opportunity. Now, in the clinical research sector, I love to talk about clinical research companies. Why? Because that's an area that I have a great level of experience. A lot of clinical research giants right now are spending so much money hiring people with no knowledge about clinical research, and they are training them from the scratch. That's an exit strategy. Hire people who have, create a program, call it a name. You can call it like a PACE program, PACE, P-A-C-E, PACE program. You can call it the Morale Booster program. And look for people who have interests in project management, but have no experience. Look for people who have interests in HR, but have no experience. Bring them into this PACE or the Morale Booster program and have mentors who have a lifetime experience. Train them from the beginning. Bring in trainers. And while you're training these people, because of the passion they have, their mindset has already been restructured to fall in love with that job, right? Have mentors, mentor them, and prepare them for the task ahead. A lot of IT corporations are doing that right now. A lot of IT corporations are doing that right now. Now, let me give you this. For those of you who would like to work in clinical research, this is free information for you. You can start earning 6 figures in salary without any prior knowledge. All you need is dedication. All you need is the willingness to do the work. A lot of companies would hire you. They would hire you and pay you $95,000 annually without any experience. They will pay you to train you. And when you finish with the training, within 2 years, you will start earning 6 figures. So these are exit strategies that major corporations are imbibing. It is paramount. And for you, the business owner, you got into a business because you always loved being an entrepreneur, right? But right now, things are not moving the way you planned for them to go. Probably the pandemic has impacted your business negatively. You owe so much money to creditors. You cannot even do your payroll anymore. But your passion for your business is what is keeping you afloat. This is the time for you to go into partnerships. Let go. Let go of your full control that you always enjoyed. This is the time for you to go into partnership. This is the time for you to have an exit strategy. Discuss with your team, your staff. Look for those who would be willing to go into partnership with you. Look for friends, family members, other experienced businesses that have the same goal as yours and partner with them. Mergers, acquisitions, those are great at this time for you. So if you or your team, your business, your corporation is looking for someone who can give you all these strategic plans, feel free to reach out to us. We would be more than willing to help you move to your next level. For you who is in a relationship, an abusive relationship, marriage, you must and you should have an exit strategy. Do not settle for mediocrity. It is time for you to rise above mediocrity. It is time for you to gather all the strength and do what is right to save your life. It is time for you to rise up and save yourself. I know I'm speaking to somebody right now. It is time for you to rise up and save yourself. I haven't met you before. I don't know how much you know about yourself. Neither do I know how much the people around you know about you. But one thing that I know about you is that you are an abode of greatness. You've got greatness within you. You've got all it takes to take charge of your life. You've got all it takes to take charge of your business, to take charge of your destiny. And this is the time for you to rise up and save your life. Rise up and save yourself. When you are in a job you do not like, every Sunday night and Monday morning, you are susceptible to having a heart attack. What's your exit strategy? What is your exit strategy? This is the time for you to focus on spending all that energy. This is the time for you to focus on spending more time, more of your energy on your work, not your job. Your job is what you are paid to do, but your work is what you were created to do. There is an age limit for your job, but there is no age limit for your work, because your work is your calling. Your work is what you were built for. Your work is what you will be known for. Your work is what will give you the opportunity to lead. Your work is what will give you the opportunity to influence. And your work is what will give you the opportunity to impact. I know everything in life is a cliche, but it is whenever that cliche resonates with you and your circumstances that matters. I want you to take this as a reminder that you've got greatness within you. I want you to take this as a reminder that it is you alone who can make things happen for yourself. I want you to take this as a reminder that no matter what life has thrown at you, you can always rise above it. You can always rise above it. I want you to say, I shall rise above mediocrity. I want you to say, I shall rise above anything that would stop me from achieving my dreams. Rise up and step into your greatness. You were created as a full package. You were not created for one company, for one woman or one man, or for one. You were not created for a business to push you up and down. You were created to be firm. You were created to lead. You were created to influence. You were created to shape on your destiny. You were created to have a pre-planned life. It is you alone that can make things happen for you. No man, no woman has the power to make you feel less. When you have an exit strategy, your level of confidence doubles. Confidence is innate, but the world has shaped us. The world has made us think that we must act in a certain way, that we must do things in a certain way. You are unique. When you have your exit strategy, nobody, no, I repeat, nobody can make you feel less. I want you to think about this. Remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. God bless you. The universe will grant you everything you ever desired. The universe will give you everything that you have ever asked for. What you are seeking is seeking you. Have your exit strategy. Develop your confidence and step into your greatness. Thank you so much for listening. I see some comments here. I want to go and read these comments. Yes, Paul Harrison, thank you for letting me know that you could hear me. Because last week I spoke for 7 minutes without knowing I was speaking to myself. As a public speaker, we enjoy speaking to ourselves. You know that, right? Yes, Eric Nixon, thank you for watching. Oh, my great sister, Lisa G, thank you so much for watching this program. Yeah, I see a lot of comments. It says, wow, that is extremely important, knowing your worth. This is great. Exit strategy. Love this. Yes, exit strategy makes you understand or know the importance of your worth. I love that. Someone said, I needed to hear this. I have a decision to make regarding this. I love that. That's why we're here. According to my communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, he would say, I am an assassin. I am here to assassinate any form of mediocrity in you. I am here to assassinate any form of limiting belief in your life. Yes. I love that. Having an exit strategy. Someone said, exit strategy gives you an advantage of a strong market. Yes. Yes. Eric said, thank you for this message. And I thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to, joining me on this broadcast. Remember to like and share. There's so many people out there who need to hear this message. It might not be new to a lot of you, but it could be a refresher for those who have learned something new from this. I want you to please feel free to share with others. There is love in sharing. There is love in sharing. So thank you all. Now, there was a lady who reached out to us for a scholarship for tuition. Madam, we have worked on your case. We sent you an application form, and we are yet to get it back from you. We cannot go around chasing you, right? So please send back the application, and we would look into that and have that processed for you as soon as possible. Okay? So if you know anybody who needs to start a business, we can help you finance the registration of your LLC or INC. And we can also help you do so many other things that might be helpful to your business. And for those people who need help regarding food, clothing, accommodation, send us an email. Our contact information is currently being displayed on the screen. We look forward to hearing from you. People, generous people have already pledged. Generous people are waiting to receive your request. So do not hesitate. Now, I know we are struggling with a pandemic. The level of depression has increased. The level of anxiety has increased. The level of domestic violence has increased. The level of hunger in the world has increased. But I want to reassure you that things will get better. No matter what you're going through, life will become better again. Les Brown said, when life knocks you down, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Fall on your back. If you can look up, you can get up. Albert Einstein said, in the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity. We've not been able to organize physical summits and seminars and workshops, but right now we are even impacting more lives using the internet. There is an opportunity in every difficulty. So if you cannot see the opportunity in whatever challenge you are going through right now, this is time for you to seek help. This is time for you to reach out to a strategist. This is time for you to reach out to people like myself, because I'm a strategist. I help people and organizations transition from where they are to where they want to be. I love to help you strategize. That's my forte. This is the time for you to seek help when help is needed. God bless you all. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Enjoy the rest of your day. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Tell people how much you love them. I love you. You who's watching and listening to this program now, I love you. I love you. Tell people you love them. You might just be saving a life by saying that. So thank you and have a great, great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Abode of Greatness Worldwide is a greatness center and a subsidiary of John Ughulu Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to serve, lead, and impact. Disclaimer: this is not a religious organization.